How we doing, everybody? I do believe we are now live with the prelims. Sean Strickland versus the champ, Israel Adesanya. Let me know in the comment section if you got me. Let me know if I'm loud and clear. And then we are underway, if so. So, how we all doing? Connor Price, Kenny. Late as always. I'm not bloody late. I'm alive. I think I'm live. Hey, babe, is it coming through on your phone? There we go. PP. What's going on, PP? So, loud and clear. Sounds good. Thank you, Cole Stein. There you go. You never know at first. Always making the same stupid little mistakes. Ayo, much love, Mr. Bisping, loud and clear. Where are you all in the world? Where are you all coming from? I always like to know that. Met you in Philly a couple of weeks ago. Well, thank you very much. Nice to meet you too, buddy. Did you hear what that Radtke guy said? I did. Oh my God. Came out with a hard F. You'll notice that they cut the interview pretty quickly. The company man. Well, shut up. Bisping, what do you think of the fight today? Well, the main card hasn't even started yet, has it? So, still too early to say. But we've had a couple of quick wins. Gabriel Miranda took Shane Jung out there pretty quick. Radtke defeated Blood Diamond. Kevin Juice defeated Kiefer Crosby. But still, the main card, as I say, hasn't even got started yet. Or the main prelims, which you are here to discuss. Have a little watch along. Have a little bit of fun. Answer your questions. First one here. Kenny AU. Hey, Mike. Did you ever throw a question mark kick? UFC 4 has you throwing them. And there's my editor probably saying, Mike, you're doing shit wrong. Do you know what? Funnily enough, to answer your question, I was in the garage this morning. I've been working out on the bag a lot again recently. And I was practicing my question mark kicks. I did throw a lot of question mark kicks. I'm not sure. I mean, I threw probably a couple throughout the course of my UFC career. But, yeah, it wasn't like a thing that I used a lot. But, yeah, certainly now and again, because I'm left-footed. So my lead leg, left foot, boom, boom, low, high. One of the oldest tricks in the book. But yeah, there we go. Am I intoxicated? No, Francis. You'll be sad to hear I am not intoxicated. However, do have myself a little beverage. Why not? Hello to Scotland. I hope you're well, mate. Bisping looking like a safari guide. I guess I do. You want to see the shorts on as well? It's a very hot day here, and this is a nice, cool shirt, but it is slightly safari-esque. So there we go. Rockhold question marks kicks are gross. They're not, Kenny. Rockhold's question mark kicks are absolutely beautiful, mate. In, a style kind of way. Mike, did you see the Radtke fight contending for the worst fight of the year? I don't know about worst fight of the year. On the contender last week, we had one of the worst fights of the year, one of the worst fights ever, in Dana White's own words. So I forget the names of them now. A South African dude and Budka, something like that. But still, no ice in the beverage. Mate, Kenny, you don't have ice in a beer. Come on, man. The MMA guy, Bisping, answered me. Did I? I don't know. Did I answer one of your questions? About time to do one of these, Mikey. Well, I've been traveling a lot. Where was I? I was just in Singapore for the fights there. From Singapore, I went straight over to Paris. Man, what an event that was. Flew home, got back Sunday night, and then straight to Vegas for Tuesday morning for the Tuesday Night Contender Series. So it's been quite a ridiculous schedule lately, so I haven't been able to do the lives. I need to buy a better laptop so I can do some on the road. But not complaining, very busy, just the way I like it. Lots of other stuff going on as well in my personal life and stuff. So there you go. Shady. Hold on. Andy hates his terrible looking beer. It is, to be honest. It's a Coors Light, not a Bud Light. It's a Coors Light. You know what I mean? You gotta make these smart choices. You don't want to drink too many calories, do you? You know what I'm saying? Bisping, what do you expect tonight? Well, let's get right into it. What do I expect tonight? I mean, I expect Israel Adesanya to go out there and be Israel Adesanya, which is one of the best fighters, the best strikers that we've got. Who wears a polo in the house? It's not a polo. It's a shirt. It's a short sleeve shirt. Look at that. The chest is on display. I expect Izzy I mean, let's just cut to the chase. You might have saw my prediction video. I expect Izzy to get a finish, if I'm honest. Sean Strickland has done a good job of getting himself to this position. He has. He's a good fighter. He's got balls. But he's not the crazy guy that he makes himself out to be. He is a good fighter. And if he gets in control and if he's got the person's number and he's basically just using them as a punch bag like he did against Jack Marshman, then he starts talking and all the rest of it and having a bit of fun. Other than that, he's normally very locked in and very dialed. The problem for Sean tonight is that he's got a limited skill set when it comes to the striking on the feet. He fights behind the jab predominantly, and only then, when he's kind of got his opponent hurt, does he start to follow up with hooks, uppercuts, and start to really get aggressive. So if he's going to go out there and fight behind a jab against Israel Adesanya, who's got a longer jab, who's got a better jab, who's got a snappier jab, who's also got beautiful striking and lots of kicks and all the rest of it, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Strickland. But hey, crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened, and that's why we love MMA, right? Expect the unexpected. Paul Danino says Strickland pillow hands. Funnily enough, they used to call me pillow hands back in the day, and I won the belt by knocking the guy out in the first round. So, as I say, you can't write him off. He's trained to be here. I guess in one way or another he deserves to be here. It should have been Dricus du Plessis, but just because Izzy should win doesn't mean he will win. So there's my channel manager, Anthony Evans, in the chat. What is the main event pick in the poll? Is it easy? Is he after a bad fight? Sean scores the upset. 42% of people thinks he gets the upset. Now, let me ask you this. Is it because you truly believe he scores the upset? Or is it just because, well, is it his skill set? Is what I'm trying to say. Is it his skill set that makes you think he's going to score the upset? Or is it just because you like the character and he says a lot of things you like and, he's kind of like a UFC's version of Andrew Tate? Do you know what I mean? Or is it just because you dislike Izzy? Because Izzy's got that dog in him. Do you know what I mean? Sean has done a tremendous job at marketing this fight. And by the way, we got a little fight coming on here. Who have we got here on the prelims? I'm assuming this is Nasrat Haqparast, Landon Quinones. Kicking off the prelims, yeah. There's Nasrat. Should be a decent one. Nasrat's always in fun fights, so we'll keep an eye on this one as I'm answering your questions. Listen, Strickland has done a great job this week of making this spicy, of gaining interest, of turning the crowd against Israel Adesanya, even in Australia. And even though he's from Nigeria / New Zealand, he's kind of he's not kind of, he's an Australasian. He's from that part of the world. And Strickland is getting a lot of support, and he's managed to turn the fan base. And you can see, Izzy is absolutely fuming. He is pissed off. At that press conference, he just sat there stone-faced. And a lot of the time, you might think that that's going to throw people off. Round one just got underway. This Quinones guy pushing forward, being aggressive to start. So a lot of the time, if somebody's really pissed off, if they get overly emotional, things like that, it can have a negative impact on how they fight. But I don't think it will with Izzy. We saw him last time out against Alex Pereira. If there's any time to be emotional, you've been beaten by him 3 times, knocked out twice. He went out there and knocked him out in the second round. Anyway, Leo Levy says, huge fan, man, loved your doc, was on a run today and thinking about your silver fight helped me push through that last mile. Oh, well, good for you, Leo Levy. It's important everyone to get out there and exercise. You know what I mean? I've been telling my wife that a lot recently because she is very, very proud almost to not work out. Anyway, she started running again, started feeling better. And that's the main reason, not because she's fat or needs to lose weight or anything like that. It's good for the mind, it's good for the body, it's good for the soul, and it's good for long-term fitness. Now, to answer your question for the co-main event, Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov, I'll get straight to the point. I think it's going to be Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa is, he's a slugger. He's a slugger, but he's got a chin on him. I don't think he's as technical as Volkov. Volkov's very, very tall, 6'7". He's got a longer reach and he's got good straight shots. But with Tuivasa being from Sydney, man, Nasrat Haqparast swinging at fresh air there. With Tuivasa being from Sydney, he's going to have a tremendous amount of support in the building and they're going to cheer him on like crazy. That's going to hype him up, right? And he's going to eat a couple of shots. He's going to get on the inside. If he takes that reach away from Volkov and backs him up against the fence, he's going to swing with everything he has. He's got incredible punching power, and I think he gets the knockout. Pezzi says, Strickland, I am ready to embrace my inner Bisping. That sounded a bit like John Fury, to be honest. Kenny says, be careful you tell your wife to go work out. Bisping might result in a fight if done wrong. She takes it well. Volkov kicks his head off. Old Uncle Bob says, well, you never know. I mean, that is one of the problems that Tuivasa is going to have. Volkov uses those really good straight kicks to the front kicks to the stomach. Front kicks to the stomach, they're going to be an issue. He's got good straight shots, good jabs, 1-2s. If he moves around a lot and keeps Tuivasa on the end of his shots, hey, I could be completely wrong. But I think at some point throughout 15 minutes, Tuivasa is going to get on the inside and he's going to, he's going to get the finish. Fresh Hawaii says, generally are straight shots better? No, they're not. But they're good at maintaining the range. If someone's trying to come in, because Tuivasa is the shorter guy, so he's going to get on the inside. So when he gets on the inside, he's going to use those big power shots, the big hooks, uppercuts, left hooks, right hooks, elbows as well, like when he knocked out Derek Lewis. But if he can't get on the inside, then the straight shots of Volkov, they're going to be money. Because as the crow flies, is always the fastest way. A to B in a straight line. It's faster and more direct than a hook, which has an arc to it. So for that reason, if you're trying to keep your opponent at bay, if you're trying to keep them away, straight shots, jabs, straight rights, front kicks to the midsection, they're very, very handy. Someone says, I'm here in Bosnia. Where'd it go? I'm here in Bosnia, but we are watching UFC. And seeing Sean get knocked out? Really? The fight's happening live, buddy, but good try. Mike, have I bumped into Conor McGregor lately? I haven't. I have not seen Conor McGregor in the flesh. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't know when the last time. I think the last time I saw McGregor in person, do you know what? I can't even remember. Our paths don't cross, which is a bloody good job. If you are picking Strickland, why? Legit thinks he win. I just want him to win 75%. And there it is. You just want him to win 75%. And somehow if you're going to will it into existence, that's why you're picking him. And I do think that's the case. Oh, Nasrat looking good here. Just connected with a nice little uppercut. By the way, thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you all. Nasrat Haqparast. Let's have a look at this guy's record. I haven't kept up to him just lately. If we have a little... Oh, no. I'm having some technical difficulties. If I share something on the screen, you won't be able to hear me because I'm a bloody boomer. I'm an absolute bloody idiot. I'm useless with this tech shit. John Brannigan, my what's it called, editor. I've got to get him on a call. Got to get this shit set up. There's inputs, audio inputs, and all kinds of stuff all over the place. Anyway, Jizzy by Deviant Right Hand. Oh, God. The Deviant Right Hand. I mean, what do we think? Right? Let's be honest. Let's put a poll up. I don't even believe I'm going to say this, but it's the narrative that Sean Strickland has put out there. He's out there saying that Israel Adesanya, and there's a lot of people, I've seen multiple videos, people talking about it. Conor Grady, shout out Scotland. Brock Grimaldi. I do remember when Dan Henderson knocked me out. And what? You think that's touching a nerve? You're pathetic, bro. Fucking hell, that was 14 years ago, mate. And it was a pivotal point in my career. What was I saying? Oh, talking about Izzy. Yeah, Sean's put this whole narrative out there that he messes with his dogs. There it is. Daniel Miranda says dog bender. You know what I mean? I think it's a bit out of order. He is a puppy bender. Oh, God. And that's why Izzy's so pissed off. Trans bender. What the dog jerking? Oh, God. Yeah, see, this is it. I mean, shit like this follows you around for a long time. So Izzy better hope and pray that he goes out there and gets this job done. Bro said the dog bender. I didn't say it, Taylor Luna. That's what it's saying in the chat. I'm reading out your comments. Mike, do I remember when I slept Rockholt for the belt? I do. And that guy that was a hater before, I don't recall his name because he's done nothing. The last dog breeder. Oh, God. My money's on Izzy. This is the Flying Pig United. He's got that dog in him. I've heard that one a lot this week. Oh, look at these. These guys are throwing down. Quinones looking good, though. Backing up Haqparast. Doing some damage against the fence. Haqparast goes for a little hip throw. Quinones says no. Little calf kick, little front kick. Anyway, It is out of order to do that. To do what? The dog stuff? It is. It is. All right, look, listen. Izzy played with something, you know. He played with his bloody little Todger for a minute. And he even came out, I think he said in a tweet or something, listen, he was young, he was joking around, it was a little, he thought it was funny, it was immature, it was silly. I don't think Izzy is out there molesting his dogs and putting it on camera, okay? It was a little bit of a, you know, maybe a regrettable bit of a joke, you know what I mean? But this is what people do, they run off of it, and now that he was on some radio interview and he was asked about sex, and he did say, shout out the puppy. So he's done a good job of kind of like reinforcing the narrative, which is just giving Strickland more and more ammunition, you know. And also Strickland's out there. He's got the Australian massive on side because, you know, he's talking about this pregnant woman in Australia when she got locked up during COVID for whatever the hell the reason it was and things like that. So he's appealing to the masses. He's appealing to the people, the everyday working man. And good for him. Good for him. I'll tell you what, this Quinones guy looking very, very good here. Outstriking Nasrat Haqparast, which is not an easy thing to do. Haqparast, big power. Quinones is just staying just out of range, using the straight shots and then peeling back from the hooks of Haqparast. What I was saying before. There he is, circling, jabbing, circling away. Oh, yeah. Haqparast found the mark now, though. Backed him up against the fence. Anyway, DM says, hey, Mike, can you tell my friend Tim Fogg to shed some pounds? He's looking extra thick these days. Needs to pack in the KCs immediately. KCs? What's that? Kentucky's? Kentucky Fried Chicken? Tim Fogg, what are you doing, bro? Have a bit of self-respect. Do you want to live a long, productive life? Do you want to inspire your children? Do you want to feel good about yourself? Do you want to put clothes on and feel good? Do you want to live to a long old age and feel fantastic about yourself? If so, put down the KCs immediately. Get on the treadmill, bro. Let's go. Anyway, what's up, fam? Let's go, Brandon. Ordinary Pete. Andrew, last thing I'll say is Michael was always a huge fan of yours. Well, thank you, Andrew. That's sweet. So, main event, Israel Adesanya. Co-main event, it will be Tuivasa. So let's have a look at the rest of the fight card here. Manel Kape, talk about a guy stealing the press conference. I mean, Manel Kape has never been in that position before. He starts throwing water bottles at Kape France, getting into a head-to-head face-off with Israel Adesanya. I mean, absolutely hilarious. Good for him, making the most out of this moment and the opportunity, right? People are talking about him. That's what you want to do. Oh, Haqparast pouring on the pressure now. Backing him up, landing shots. Looks like Quinones is getting a little bit tired. To be fair, both men look like they're getting tired. Bisping, what are your favourite meals to eat while dieting, trying to lose some weight? That's Connor Crossland. And thank you for being here, guys. All 1,254 of you. Rebecca will be joining shortly. She just walked past in the background. Gotta have some proper MMA fight talk, you know what I mean, before she comes. Because then it just turns into me and her bickering and just being silly. My favourite thing to eat whilst dieting is the thing that I have for lunch every single day. I call it the usual in this house. It's chicken sausages, bacon, eggs. It's kind of like a fry-up, what we call it in England. But yeah, I have that for lunch every day. It's absolutely delicious. Chicken sausages, bacon, eggs, sometimes a bit of mushrooms or tomatoes, and then a low-carb wrap. Boom, good to go. Try not to eat until 12 o'clock. So therefore you're fasting a little bit. You're burning that internal fire. You're getting that metabolism boosted. Much love, Mike. Who do I have for Islam versus Charles 2? Ooh, good question. Say hello to my wife, Megan. That is Tercy Bird. Hello, Megan. Hope you're well. Islam versus Charles 2. I think Charles is going to do better. Has Haqparast backed up Quinones now, landing some big shots. And he's got a lot of power as well. There's the end of the round. Islam versus Makhachev 2. I think Makhachev will probably take it. He handled him with ease in the first one. You know, what is chicken sausage? Well, Erev, it's a sausage made out of chicken. It's a mind-blowing concept. It is what it says on the tin, Tyrone. Just break it down. So yeah, I completely forgot what I was talking about. A couple of full breakfasts, isn't it, Mike? It is, exactly. Can't go wrong with a full English breakfast. Shall we have a look at... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Do you guys still hear me? Do you hear me? Let me know if you hear me. When I switch it and I put on the fight card, let me know if you can hear me, because I don't think you can. I don't think you can. When I put the fight card on screen, can you hear me? Sounds wrong. Yeah. Bisping said Islam versus Makhachev. I did. I meant Charles Oliveira will do better, I would assume. But the way Makhachev handled him the first time, I can make a case for Oliveira to win. Of course I can. The chicken is inside the sausage. Correct. Chicken sausages, much less calories. Correct. Better ingredients, much more healthier for you. So yeah, if I switch to the fight card, you can't hear me, right? Hold on. I'm talking. You can hear me? Oh, you can still hear me? Oh, well, fantastic then, because I can throw a few bits up on screen. Can you all definitely hear me? I can't get left hook Larry out of my head about the main event. Anyway, enough of that shit. So the fight card here tonight, if you can hear me properly here. So Tyson Pedro, you're going to get back to winning ways. Anton Turkalj, the pleasure man. And then Justin Tafa, Austen Lane. That's going to be a good one. I haven't lost sound at all. Perfect. A lot of comments coming through here. Jesus, Louises. Bisping, you're a legend. Love the BYM podcast. Believe You Me podcast every Monday and Thursday. If you haven't subscribed and rung the bell, what are you doing? Used to go to Wolfsall when Kazeka was there. Well done on all your achievements. Thank you, Craig Hughes. Tell him a hot dog, Bisping. Crystal clear. You got me crystal clear. Well, that is beautiful. All right, well, I'll stop going on about that and I won't ask again. Pedro, Tafa, Volkov, Izzy, Ulberg. Probably not a bad parlay you got there, brother. Ant's just put out a poll. What is Sean Strickland's walkout music going to be tonight? Monkey's going to buy me a dog. Johnny Cash, dirty egg sucking dog. Oh, my God. How much is that doggy in the window? Donny Osmond, call it puppy love. Ant. This isn't me. It's my channel, though, so I'm responsible, I guess. Jesus Christ. Give it a break. Anyway, hey, listen. Oh, God. I'm leaving this alone. I've got a lot of respect for Israel Adesanya, and this is disrespectful. Anyway, Ryan says, hey, Mike, huge fan of the vids and even more of the fights. Thank you. Would love your take on what you think makes John Jones so great and how would I go about beating him? Well, let's just be honest. I wouldn't go about beating him, would I? You know what I mean? He's the greatest of all time. As a man, if he was to attack me in the street, 100% I would fight back. But to sit here and say that I would beat the heavyweight champion of the world, the greatest light heavyweight champion we've ever seen, you would all just laugh at me. And it probably wouldn't be true. You know what I mean? It'd be fucking hard. It's hard for everyone. Nobody's beaten him yet. Nobody's beaten him. Will Stipe beat him at Madison Square Garden? Hey, we don't know about that. We don't know about that. How do I feel about your Polish roots and Blachowicz? Yeah. Jerking your puppy is disrespectful, bro. Yeah, but he didn't jerk it, did he? He didn't. I've seen the little video. He just goes, and he just shakes it for a second, just being silly and being immature. By the way, Call It Puppy Love by Donny Osmond is coming in. 42% going strong. He didn't jerk his dog off. Let's just have it right, okay? We're all just running away with this. It's getting a little out of hand, to be honest. He never did anything like that. Thank you. BYM is better than the MMA Hour. Thank you, Chinzilla. I agree. Snoop Doggy Dogg. Oh, it might be a Snoop Dogg. It might be a Snoop Dogg record. Strickland should be worried since he's the underdog. Oh, my God. There's so many references. And then, of course, because he's got the dog collar on, and then he's walked into a cage and he's cocked his leg and marked his territory. He stroked that dog. He did. He stroked it. He gave it a nice little stroke. You know, there's a lot of dog references. He's probably been going, woof, woof, and barking, like a lot of people do. Why do people do that? There was a guy on the Contender Series last week walked out barking. I remember when I fought Rashad Evans, he was barking away at me as well. And I guess they're referring to having that dog in then, right? Not the other way around. Israel, the Red Rocket Adesanya. Don't know what that one means. Bisping doing a pantomime of flicking the dog's really killed me. Well, he did. He just gave it a little thingy bob. There was nothing sexual in it. Let's just have it like that. He was just being silly. He was being silly. I know. And then JC says here he's followed a dog fetish page. I know. I've seen it. that little prick, the guru, but just put a video on it and I watched it because it was like, I saw it exactly. I get it. I get it. I really do. Oh dear. Shall we answer some questions? Mike, Kieran says you're a role model to me. I have a daughter on the way in 8 weeks. Any advice? Rebecca, any advice for Kieran?
Why?
He's got a daughter on the way in 8 weeks. I would say, listen, it's not hard. Rebecca said it. She said it on here once. Just love the child. That's all you've got to do. People overcomplicate parenthood. I'm having a child. They make it all scary and, you got to go to classes. You got to learn how to fucking change nappies and all this shit. People have been having children since the dawn of man. That's why we're here, okay? And they were in caves and they didn't have a Wi-Fi or heating or clean water or anything. And the human race still is here to this day. Okay, it's not that hard. Love your daughter. Congratulations, by the way, Kieran. Love her. Love her. Put her first. Now you've got a priority. It's not all about you, It's about your little beautiful daughter that is on the way. So congrats once again. All you need is love, homie. Correct. All you need is love. Can you shout out my 2 daughters, Ella and Abby? Ellie and Abby. Ellie and Abby. Hello, you girls. Hope you're well. Just love them. Just love them. Nothing wrong with flicking a dog's bean. That's what someone said. Anyway, let's go to the poll. Yeah, call it puppy love. That is the leading choice for Sean Strickland's walkout music. I thought who let the dogs out would have been in there, but I never put that one in. I can't believe BYM didn't get nominated for the MMA Podcast of the Year. I know it's bullshit. We're just going to throw this out there. The MMA Awards. Number 1, I've won an award at the World MMA Awards several times. I've got one of the trophies, I think, over there, but I should have about 5. They never send me the trophies because I don't go. So that's why they don't nominate me. It's all about whose ass you're going to kiss. It really is. It really is. Now, they've nominated me as best analyst. Fucking analyst. Analyst. Let Rebecca speak. Don't worry, Zozzy. She's coming back in a bit. And then you got fucking, at least put me in the bloody Personality of the Year. I think I deserve a Personality of the Year nomination in the least. Morning Combat's going to win again. I know. But guess what? No one's crying themselves to sleep. All right, so we're going to a decision here. Nasrat and Quinones. I've been talking to you guys. There it is. Nasrat Haqparast gets the job done. Congrats to him there. John is sending me things. I'm live on the internet, John. What is he sending me? John's had a few runs. That's my channel editor. Stop messaging when I'm live. That's all I'm saying. When Izzy buys his girls dinner, it's kibbles and bit. Oh, God, you guys are relentless, man. You just don't stop. Who's better at this, me or Chael Sonnen? I'd say me. Chael's great. Love Chael. He's fantastic. He's hilarious. Some of his epic trash talk stuff. I mean, I see it now and again. When he played, should we see if we can find it, see if we can bring it up? Chael Sonnen, when he's like, the things I saw growing up, sure, we had a maid, but she only came 2 or 3 times a week. It is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But he makes up a lot of shit. He'll just make stories up. Chael Sonnen explains why Sean Strickland is the most unlikely title challenger of all time. He probably is. If I'm honest, because if you look at Sean's record, which is good. It's good. Let's just go back to it. The highest ranked person that he's beaten, and this is not a disrespect, is Jack Hermanson. Abus Magomedov. That was a good win. Magomedov there was undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. Nasruddin Imavov, not an easy guy to beat either. Jared Cannonier, very, very close, split decision loss. A guy that's the backup fighter, if either of them can't make it to the octagon, which isn't going to happen. So it shows how good Jared is. It was a really, really close fight. Alex Pereira, and by the way, Cannonier went to a decision with Izzy. Pereira knocked him out. Before that, though, Jack Hermanson, Uriah Hall, Jotko, Brendan Allen, stopped Brendan Allen in round 2, which is big. Brendan Allen's no joke. Jack Marshman, Nordine Taleb. So Yeah, he's accomplished. He is. I guess he's not the number one contender. That would be Dricus du Plessis. What kind of beer am I drinking? It's a Coors Light. I've got to watch the waistline these days, guys. Izzy hasn't faced a wrestler like Weidman or Hamzat. You're right. I don't think he has. The best wrestler, I would say, well, of course, he faced Yoel Romero. What are we talking about? He fought Yoel Romero, who's one of the most decorated wrestlers we've had in the UFC. What was he, a bronze medalist at the Olympics, I think, or a silver? Wasn't gold anyway. And he beat him. To be fair, Yoel Romero didn't do anything. He just stood weirdly in the centre of the octagon. And it was one of those fights. It was a crappy fight. No one wants to go back and watch that one. I do my research, but if I've got to watch that one, I'm going to give that one a miss. But that's because of the greatness of Izzy. He made him freeze, And then Izzy wanted to be careful because if he gets reckless, he's going to get taken down. But regardless, he got the job done, didn't he? So he has fought a wrestler like that. I do think that Dricus du Plessis provides a unique challenge for him just based on how hard he hits. Please get Chael on. I will do, Kenny. Babe, we got a new member. Got a little woo there, Kenny. Yoel hasn't wrestled since the 90s. Well, the Fresh Cocktail Company. He might not have wrestled competitively since the 90s. When did I ever wrestle competitively? When does any of these guys, right? You wrestle as part of mixed martial arts training and in the training camp, and he's wrestled in all of his UFC fights. So just because he wasn't competing since then doesn't mean he can't wrestle. Do you know what I mean? Mike, what current middleweight would you have liked to have fought in my prime? Izzy would be the one. He is the man, isn't he? He's the man of the moment. He's one of the biggest stars in the whole of the organisation. Wildly charismatic, all the dog stuff aside. I'm joking. And he's the champ. That's the guy you always want to face. So I would have loved to have faced him. And I feel, in my prime, I would have given him a good fight. But I'm not going to sit here. I say this all the time. I'm not going to say that I beat him because I'm retired and it's very, very disrespectful. But I would have fucking beat him. Where's Rebecca? She's over there shopping for antiques as we speak. Online. Have you found anything back?
Not yet.
Not yet. So I'm here, working on the channel, giving to the people. She's over there just spending. Have you got a beer, babe?
I got some wine.
Oh, she's got a glass of wine already. Mm-hmm. It's 5:15. What is it? It's 5:37. Oh, well, that's fine. It's 5:37. It's a Saturday. Bisping trash talk against Izzy would have been legendary. Well, there is a lot to go at, Hello, champ. Do I think Sean can actually bring out his inner Bisping? I've got to say thank you to Sean Strickland. That was a very complimentary thing that he said there. And he's right. And he even said, how does he beat Izzy? And he even pointed to my fight against Anderson Silva. That is what you do. That is what you got to do. You got to take away the length. You got to pressure him. You got to put him on the back foot. You got to have non-stop offense. It's not an easy thing to do, though. It's not an easy thing to do. That's what I did against Anderson Silva. Strickland's got to do that same thing. Will he bring out his inner Bisping? I guess we'll find out. I don't know. A lot of the time, Sean is he's a little timid. He just fights behind the jab a lot of the fight until he starts to find his rhythm. He talks about, being a wild man and all the rest of it. And he is a wild man. Some of the stuff he says is utterly ridiculous. He's out of his mind. He's hilarious. He's very, very entertaining. He really is. But he doesn't fight like a wild man. He fights behind the jab, looks for openings. He's been wrestling a lot, of course. Izzy's not the best wrestler, but he's got brilliant takedown defense. Your wife would let Leon Edwards plow. Well, that's disrespectful. Thanks for doing the fight companion. You're quite all right, Sean. Anderson was robbed. Dodgy Hodgy. All right, well, agree to disagree. I'm going to sit here and talk about that because you're wrong. I have a feeling that Strickland's going to wrestle. Well, yeah, he should wrestle. He's got a really, really good ground game. When I used to train with Sean, obviously I've been retired since 2017, so that's 6 years ago in itself. So, Mike, I saw you at UFC 290. When was UFC 290? I asked you for a pick. You must have been stressed out because you turned me down. Now I feel still a big fan. Sorry, mate. if I did, you know, I do stop and give people pictures all the time, but there comes to a point where you have to just say, okay, I'm a human being. My girlfriend's with me, my wife's with me, whatever it is, you know what I mean? My children are with me, whatever the case is. The kids weren't there. It's a good excuse, though. But my bad. Get me next time, bro. I'm pretty good at the old picture thing, but at some point it gets it does get to be a lot. What was UFC 290? Was that in Vegas? It was Vegas, Volkanovski, right? Oh, yeah, no, I was working for BT Sport. I was working, mate, you know. See, the thing is, whenever I commentate, like just recently in Paris and in Singapore, as soon as the fights finish, I've got to rush upstairs to the post-fight show desk. And everyone's like, Mike, picture. The show is literally going live in about 3 minutes, and I've got to run off. So people are like, what the hell, Mike? You won't stop for a picture. But I can't relay that to everyone. There's music playing in the arena, and then I run off, and it looks like I'm being a prick, you know, but I'm not. If I was to go over and sign pictures with you all, I wouldn't be on the TV show. Hence, therefore, there would be a post-fight show with no analyst. And I'd probably get fired. They'd say, where is he? So he's down there stroking his own ego, right? Taking pictures with everyone. They'd be like, what's he doing, that dickhead? Anyway, we're going to poll. Will Sean, to quote him, find his inner Bisping? No, not his nature. No, is he too good? Yes, he's got that dog in him. Can we stop with the dog stuff? So Izzy is Rebecca's favourite fighter. She's not happy with all this dog talk. Are you, babe? She thinks it's stupid. She thinks it's immature. It's pretty funny, though. If you're going to hyper fight and talk shit about a champ, what a wild thing. Like, when I went after Anderson Silva, I went after Anderson Silva because he tested positive for steroids. You know what I mean? That's an obvious one. It's an easy one. Do you know what I mean? What a weird thing to be going after someone for. My word, indeed. Oh, dear. All right. So, wait for the next fight to start. Next fight will be, James Mullarkey with Ross Pearson. James Mullarkey, John Makdessi. I don't mind saying this. Jamie Mullarkey. Let's go Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey trains with Ross Pearson, old friend of mine. Great guy. Good fighter as well. If we look at Mullarkey's record, let's have a look at old Mullarkey. It's the same old Mullarkey. We go down here. Yeah, Mohamed Naimov didn't get the job done there. Francisco Prado, Michael Johnson, lost to Jalen Turner. No shame, Jalen Turner's unbelievable. Devontae Smith, Karma Worthy. So he's got a decent record, 14-6. Beat Faraz Ziam and Brad Riddell. 2 good wins there as well. Makdessi, yeah. Owes me money. I'm just going to throw it out there. He owes me $50,000. So, you know what I mean? Call it what you will. I'll keep it professional if I'm calling his fights, but he does owe me $50,000. So, you know, it is what it is. Jamie's part of my parlay. I need him to win. Well, let's go parlay. Can't hear me. Oh, for flip's sake. Can you not hear me? Didn't you coach him on Tafa? I did hear him. People just said they couldn't hear me when I switched to the records or the page. Could you hear me? Because now it's giving me anxiety. Henzo says, Henzo Almondo Capondo. Is that your real name? Henzo Almondo Capondo. If it is, I'm jealous. That's a brilliant name. My mum has a crush on you. What up, mum? How we doing? All right, Jamie Mullarkey, John Makdessi. This will be a good fight. It'll play out on the feet. Both men are good strikers. John Makdessi is a very, very good kickboxer. Jamie Mullarkey, more of a boxer. Ross Pearson in the corner. I did coach him on the Ultimate Fighter Season 9. He had a good career in the UFC. So, very, very good coach. Obviously, I mentioned before why I kind of want Mullarkey to win. I've got no hard feelings against Makdessi, but, you know, he talks a bit of shit about me. I don't know why. He owes me money. It's not the other way around. But anyway, still. Shout out to your mum again. Yeah, you can hear me. Good. People are saying they can't hear me. All right, thank you, brother. Christy says, we hear you all the time. All right, you can hear me. All right, guys, all right, you can stop telling me you can hear me. I got it. You guys can hear me. So Mullarkey staying on the outside using the inside low kicks. Makdessi's a tricky guy, though. He does have some very, very sharp striking. Excellent kickboxer. Some nice spinning kicks. Mullarkey's got better hands, though. Anyway, Mr. Bisping, congrats on the channel and your career. Did you watch Dos Santos versus Verdum last night? And what was my thoughts? I didn't watch it, no. But I did see... hold on. I did see the state of Fabrizio Verdum's eye. Let's have a look at some of the images. Can we see the eye? There it is. There's one there. Everyone said, like, the eye was so bad. The eye was so bad. And it is, don't get me wrong, it's a bad cut. It's a very, very bad cut. I guess that's what happens when you don't have gloves on. Bare knuckle MMA. Whew. I mean, it took so long for MMA to get sanctioned. It's kind of wild how now you can do it bare knuckle. Well done to Junior Dos Santos and Fabrizio Verdum. Neither man are young men, you know what I mean? And they're stepping in their age. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Takes a lot of balls and courage. Dos Santos, I always really liked Dos Santos. Used to be one of my favourite fighters back in the day. He's just always, obviously, he was the heavyweight champ. Knocked out Cain Velasquez in like the opening seconds. Mullarkey swinging wildly there. But he's always just so happy. And just like, you know, it's such a juxtaposition against someone that's the heavyweight champ. If you look at like Mike Tyson or like a real bad boy, if you will, some mean, angry son of a bitch, Junior Dos Santos always had a big smile on his face, was always playful, you know. So I always really respected that, to be honest. Right, where's my little cursor? Let's have a look. What are we saying? Both on the PEDs, maybe, probably, you know. A lot of damage for not much different of a fight, yeah. Anywho, so let's have a look at this. Makdessi's pressure in here. Jamie Mullarkey. He does have a very prominent brow. See, that was when my doctor claimed me to fight because of my eyes. He said I had a very prominent brow. He said I have a very prominent brow, so it would protect my eyes. Jamie Mullarkey. And recessed globes, much like a caveman, Rebecca just added in there. Makdessi does. Oh, I've lost my feed. I've lost my feed on ESPN Plus. It'll come back in a second. But anyway, let's go to the questions. Bisping versus Holloway. Who wins? Bro. Wouldn't that be embarrassing for me to fight Max Holloway? My God. And get the shit kicked out of me by a featherweight? It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Brazilians on PEDs, no way. Yeah, Brazilians love a bit of performance-enhancing drugs. I mean, the godfather of it all. Vitor Belfort. Anyway, here we go. Do you ever think, Ryan says, do you ever think how life could have went if the Rashad decision went my way? You could have fought Forrest, Chuck, maybe fought John Jones. You know what, Ryan? I've never thought about that, but you're absolutely right, because I think after Rashad beat me, the next person he fought was Chuck Liddell, and he knocked him out. Then he went on to fight Forrest, become the champion. And he did, in fact, fight John Jones as well, yeah. I'm glad I didn't beat him, if that's the case. Fuck that. You know what I mean? There's monsters at 185. That's why I dropped down to 205, to be honest. Sorry, to 185, pardon me. I should have stayed at light heavyweight, I think, in my opinion. Those cuts to 185, they were brutal. And I was so weak. By the end of the training camp, I was so skinny and weak and fragile. Jesus Christ. I'd start the camp off very, very strong and feeling great. And then by the end of it, because you're not having carbohydrates, you're not recovering from the training sessions, you're losing so much muscle mass. And yeah, sure, granted, I looked fucking amazing with my shirt off. You know, 10-pack all over the place. But I would feel weak. I really would. Yeah. And 205 is less athletic than the fighters at 185. Yeah, you're right. Well, these days it is. These days. Back in the day, the light heavyweight division was like the glamour division. When you had your Rampage Jackson, your Chuck Liddell, Vanderlei Silva, Randy Couture. Yeah, that's right, Sean D. Fear the Fight stuff. It is what it is. It was a long time ago. I shouldn't have even said anything. It's a long time ago. Does Rebecca, being an Aussie, have a grudge against New Zealanders? Rebecca?
No.
She does not.
Why would I?
Why would she? What's my pick? Oh, here we go. Here's a good question. Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. I'm assuming, first of all, that do I illegally stream the fights? No, I don't, mate. And besides, these are on ESPN Plus right now. Colby versus Leon. I'm assuming that's going to be the co-main event. If you haven't seen the interview that I did with Colby Covington on this channel, go check it out because he was absolutely hilarious. He was his usual self, explosive, talking mad shit about John Jones. And that's where he said John Jones requested to the UFC that Colby not be on the same card as him. I saw Dana get asked about that at a press conference, and he said, no, that's absolute nonsense. Absolute bullshit. So I'm assuming Edwards versus Colby should be on the co-main of that card, and I hope it is for Leon's sake, because obviously John Jones, Stipe, that's going to do some big numbers pay-per-view-wise, so obviously Leon will do very well financially out of it. But I do think Colby gives him a real test. I do. I know when you look at it on paper, you might think, these two are having a good fight, by the way, Mullarkey and Makdessi. Nice striking display from both men. I know when you look at it on paper, you could say, well, Kamaru beat Colby twice, okay? So that and Leon just beat Kamaru twice. So MMA math, Colby's got no chance. I don't think that's the case. I think Colby's going to be more relentless. I think he's going to chain together takedown attempt after takedown attempt after takedown attempt. And it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a tough fight for both men. I'm leaning towards Leon because he's just getting better and better. So yeah, I think Leon will do it, but I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised. Put it this way. If Sean Strickland defeats Israel Adesanya tonight, I'll be shocked. If Colby Covington, Makdessi just dropped Jamie Mullarkey there. Nice left hand, I think it was. If MMA math doesn't work, it doesn't. I know. But if Colby beats Leon, I won't be shocked. I'll be like, all right, well, fair enough. He's a very, very good fighter. Do I see Gagey beating Islam? Don't know. That's a good question. Justin Gagey versus Islam Makhachev. We got to see that fight. I'm assuming he's next in line. He will be next in line. Look at this chat. All for Sean. Let's wrestle. And they're going to end that poll. So I did a video recently. Who was the greatest middleweight of all time? Anderson Silva or Israel Adesanya? And put a poll up on that, please, brother, if you're there, if you're floating about the house. Stick a little poll up. Who's the greatest middleweight, Anderson or Izzy? When you look, I'm starving, babe. What are we going to do for dinner? Total ADD moment. But I just, when you get that feeling in your stomach, and just all of a sudden you're starving. I'm starving. Can we order some DoorDash soon? Yeah. Not sure what we're going to go. We had Thai last night. We can't have Thai again. No, I don't want Thai. Should we just say fuck it and just go fried chicken? Shall we? Whole dark fried chicken. We're on a fried chicken vibe in our house. Izzy over Anderson. Well, when you look at it, Anderson Silva right now, he's got more title defenses. He's got longer win streak. He's won more bonuses. So all the numbers are on the side of Anderson Silva. But Izzy is closing that gap all the time. There you go. Thanks, Ant. Silva, to be honest. Yeah, correct. So John Makdessi seems to be pulling ahead. I'm not watching it because I'm looking at the chat a lot, obviously. John Makdessi seems to be pulling ahead. So what's the big thing in the world of MMA other than what's going on right now? Should we have a look at what's happening in the news? Let's have a look. In the world of MMA, first 20 fighters announced for MMA Fight Sports 1 million tournament. Okay. Dylan Dennis. Hold on, let me move this over. Sorry, guys. Pardon me. This whole Dylan Dennis thing and Logan Paul, it's getting out of bloody hand, isn't it? So now he's getting sued by his girlfriend or fiancé. I'm over it all to it. Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. They had the press conference the other day. By the way, if you haven't seen that video with Anderson and Izzy, go check it out. Who's the greatest middleweight of all time? 73% has Anderson Silva. I agree. That doesn't mean that Izzy can't eclipse him. And I know that when you look at it, that seems like a weird thing to say because they did fight. And Israel Adesanya beat Anderson Silva in a very, very close fight. But it was a much, much older version of Anderson Silva. So, yeah. So we'll end that one. And put a poll up, though, about Francis Ngannou. and Tyson Fury, because right now Tyson Fury is saying that none of the heavyweights, boxers, are really doing it for him, and he wants to fight Francis Ngannou in boxing, wants to beat him in boxing. He wants to beat Francis Ngannou in a cage, and then he wants to fight John Jones. He's out of his mind. Jerome Jordan says, what was my worst loss to swallow? The worst one to swallow. Well, I don't really have a hard time coming to grips with any of them, to be honest. It is what it is, you know. But there's one fight, and I'm going to get to it in a second. I'm just setting the stage. I don't really have any regrets. If you lose a fight, you go out there, you try your best, you maybe made a big mistake or whatever it was, blah, 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 right? But when I had the time off with my eye, and then I rushed back, because what happened was I was told I couldn't fight, I couldn't even train. I couldn't do anything to get my heart rate up, or otherwise it could cause more injury to my eye. So I sat on the couch for nothing, pretty much for a year. And then one way or another, I managed to get cleared. And then when the UFC heard that, they offered me a fight 6 weeks later. So I went from doing literally nothing for a year to then all of a sudden, 6 weeks later, fighting Tim Kennedy. And I was adjusting to having one eye. And he's just a shitbag. I mean, he's just a little prick. So that one, that's a long way of getting round to that. But there's no hard feelings. No hard feelings. Anyway, who's winning this fight? Are you guys got this on in the background? Do you think I beat Chael? I remember it was a real close fight. I don't know. You know, the fight with Chael Sonnen was one of those fights. It really could have gone either way. Chael got the job done. God bless. I'm not going to take away from his victory. I'm not going to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? That was a long, long time ago. He got the job done. It could have gone either way. I really respected Chael Sonnen that night, because I asked him in the octagon before they raised our hands. I said, "What do you think, Chael? Who got it?" And he said, "Honestly, Mike," he said, "I think you won." And that was like, obviously very, very honest of him and very humble of him as well. So Chael's a great dude. He really is. And listen, they raised his hand, and all the best, because it was one of those fights. It was really close. Could have gone either way. Do I regret not fighting Phil McCracken? I do. Phil McCracken. So good. Why aren't I getting trolled more? I used to love it. Chael's eBay belt. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I said that in the press conference. We're on round 3. Jamie Mullarkey coming on strong here. Nice 1-2 straight down the pipe. He's taking some damage. He's busted up. There's a nice low kick as well. Seems like flying knee connects for Jamie Mullarkey. Very, very nice. He's coming on strong here in round 3. Seems like he's fighting like he knows he's behind. Where's the Sapporo, Bisping? Says Gabriel. Oh, mate. Babe, do we have any Sapporos? No Sappopos? Do you want to get your ass down to the store? What movie's that? You better get your ass down to the store. I'll give you £10 to whoever guesses that. Gabriel says, drinking a Sapporo as we speak. Next one is on me. Thank you, brother. Also, should do a hand wrap tutorial or video. There's none from pro fighters. We'll get you nice views. Well, thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate that. You know what? I'm going to start doing some instructionals. I'm going to start doing, I just need to get a cameraman that's local to me. My editor, John Brannigan, who's in Scotland, does a remarkable job, incredible editor, and obviously Ant as well. He's an incredible editor, but he's all the way in Scotland. If I had someone local to me, I would do some demonstrations. So when I'm breaking down the fights, I could do some demonstrations, physical, and show stuff what I'm talking about, and then give some tutorials on how to get back to your feet and things like that. So I might try and find myself a local cameraman, or I might get Rebecca to do it. The problem is if I get Rebecca, she's already saying no. She hates it. Because I do like...
You mean?
She says I'm mean. I'm not mean, but it's like, to me, things that are very self-explanatory, I've got to explain it. I'm like, obviously over here, as you'll film there, and then I'll walk over there, and I'm like, yeah, you got to follow. I'm not in the shot. I'm over here now. It's just little things like that. Do you know what I mean? Danny says, I saw you at the book signing Trafford Centre. Thank you very much for coming. There was a massive turnout. Question, do you still drive with one eye? And if so, how? Well, Danny, you're trying to get me in trouble. Let me tell you this, it's legal to drive with one eye. You are allowed to drive with one eye. Mike, do you get hurt, physically compromised? Mike, you get hurt, physically compromised, and when people are at their peak of their powers, you're retired from the sport you love. Why do you do it? I'm not sure what you mean. Hold on a minute. Mike, you guys get hurt, physically compromised, and when people are at the peak of their powers, you're retired from the sport that you love. Why do you do it? Well, it's a very simple answer. This is what I'm best at. You know, I do miss it. Someone said in the chat before, do I miss fighting? And I always say I don't, because I commentate the fights and I do truly enjoy that and I love that. But I do miss it. Of course I do. I love that competitiveness. I love being able to get presented with a world-class opponent and say, right, I'm going to train for this guy and I'm going to go to war and I'm going to beat him. I feel like this is what I was born to do. I was always a fighter. And then on top of that, it's been a fantastic career. It's been a tremendous career, and I'm living a life that I never thought I would have done, you know. And then also, yeah, so there you go, mate. All right, will Tyson Fury fight in MMA? Yeah, everyone's smart. 87% of you say, no way. And he won't. Why would he? Babe, get yourself down to you better get your ass down to the stall. Just been to the annual fair and pub back in glistening England, Mike. You see yourself moving back here one day. You was brilliant, Bisping. Thank you, Jack Reed. Appreciate that, brother. That's why we love you, Mike. Your heart is admirable. Well, that's very kind. I miss England dearly. We just bought a house out there. And it's something very, very humble, just so we can go back and like see my family and stuff. So, and yeah, we do. We dream, you know what I mean, in our retirement days of buying a nice place there and floating back and forth. The problem is that the kids, this is a really good fight by the way. Oh, Makdessi just caught him with a beautiful right hand counter. And then Mullarkey landed a head kick. Sorry, I forgot his name there for a second. That looked like a really, really good... Who won? Elon versus Zug has a better chance of happening than Tyson Fury stepping into the octagon. Yeah, I agree. Danny, what a bloody fight. Love it. All right, we've got some super chats here. When you dropped your belt on the canvas for Whittaker after his Romero fight, was that your original belt or did UFC give you a replica? I don't know what I was doing there. Okay, just for the record. You know what I mean? I walked in and then, no, it wasn't my belt. Let's see if we can find the video. Because it just makes me look like a total dickhead. Bisping drops belt. Whittaker. Videos. Oh, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I did start off very nice. In fact, the whole way through it, I was kind of having some fun. You know what I mean? He's standing there. Hold on, who's going to win this? Yep, Jamie Mullarkey gets the job done. Nice one, Jamie. Happy for you. That looked like a really, really fun fight there. Oh my God, I was a bit of a cock back in my day. Anyway, it's Willie time. Struggling to sell the K Farby there, Mike. Don't know what that means. Dana's got to sue. I don't think so. Let's have a listen to Jamie Mullarkey real quick. He is a tough son of a gun. That's what he just said there. Anyway, Gerald Thomasy. How do y'all choose the colour shorts y'all fighting, or does the UFC choose for y'all? Well, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of insight here. Right. Like, normally, I'm assuming you're from down south. No, it depends. If you're the champion, then you get gold. Although I think he's wearing red tonight, isn't he? The Chinese champion. That's another one that Strickland's been using very, very well. This whole Chinese thing and jerking off to anime and all the rest of it. A lot of things are centering around jerking off. And then I think outside of that, no, I don't think we get to choose. I'm not too sure. I do miss the old days. I mean, I understand that. I think the sport looks way more professional now that we all have like the same kind of, uniform, if you will. But I do miss back in the day when we could wear our own shorts and all the rest of it, you know. Anyway, so we've got some more super chats here. Who is my all-time favourite fighter and why? Oof, Anderson Silva. I'd say that, and that's why it meant so much to me to beat him. And why? Look at the shit he used to do. Anderson Silva was the absolute man. He was unbelievable. He was. How do you all choose the colour shorts? We just did that one. And have a Sapporo on me. New Orleans. All right, well, Gerald Thomas here. Boys in the Hood. There you go. You got it. £10 coming your way. Gaming Gunner Daz. You better get your ass to the stove. I say that all the time to Rebecca. Anytime there's something in the fridge, like a Coke Zero, you know, she hasn't been buying Coke Zeros lately because she says they're not good for us. Talking of Rebecca, should we get her on? I always argue with people about how elite K1 striking doesn't translate into MMA. Do you disagree? It doesn't. I understand what you're going to say, but with the threat of the takedown, it does change a lot of things. So you've got to be more aware, pardon me. I'll end that poll. We all know Tyson's not going to fight. Yeah, I mean, it does to a certain degree. You've just got to tweak it a little bit and you've got to work on your takedown defense. Izzy says his dog balls was hot. All right, okay. What does it mean to channel your inner Bisping, to just be a badass, to go for it, to throw caution to the wind, to do whatever it takes to get the victory? Something like that. I would get your ass to the stove. There you go, Kenny. The truth will always come to light. Robbery, absolute joke. You know if John Anik is the host with you, you know it's fixed. What are you talking about? You know if John Anik is the host, you know it's fixed. She's right. Coke Zero is terrible. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It is terrible for you. But just after a certain meal, I just crave a bit of Coke. Do you know what I mean? Just a little something sweet. Now, if anyone, I'll put a poll up on this. Put a poll up. Does anybody, do you love Rebecca? Or do you love Rebecca? Kind of love. And put a poll up on this. Does anybody think there's fixed fights happening in the UFC in this day and age? I mean, number one, there's never been fixed fights. But do you really think they're fixing fights? Do you think they're really going to affect their credibility? Who in their right mind thinks that? You have got to be a special kind of stupid to think that. KFC or Popeyes? I'll be honest. KFC is a lot of shit out here in America. In the UK, I used to love a Zinger Tower burger. I used to love a good Zinger Tower burger. And I'll just throw this out there. Popeyes, I was very excited because I see everyone talking about it. Oh, Popeyes is great. Daniel Cormier loves Popeyes. I went out of my way. It was quite a long drive in Vegas. I went to go get a Popeyes. Very underwhelmed. Very underwhelmed. Clyde's Fried Chicken, if you're in the Orange County area. That's the one. You see some of them definitely fixed. Oh, here we go. Buzzards Cry. Been a member for 16 months. Missing DJ Mikey B in the commentary booth tonight, Buzzards Cry. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I'll be honest. I'm pretty happy that I'm at home. Don't get me wrong. It would be an honour and a privilege to call a pay-per-view event. But I was just in Singapore and then I was in Paris. So it's good to be home. And I would have liked to have called a fight in Australia. Obviously, Rebecca's Australian. She's got a lot of family out there and friends. So we could have piggybacked on an opportunity to see some friends and family. But the kids are back in school, so the reality of that happening is very, very low to minimal. Do you know what I mean? So, and Sanko's got a pay-per-view commentary debut tonight. So congratulations to her. Kenny says, Rampage said that the UFC is the only promotion that he was in that did not rig fights. Yeah, they don't rig fights, man. They do not rig fights. Bobby Andrews says, is there someone you always wanted to fight that you weren't able to? I kind of always wanted to fight Rich Franklin. He was like the champ as well for a while when I was watching the sport and coming up. Rich Franklin was an amazing champion. The consistently inconsistent judging seems to be pretty sketch. It was because MMA it's a hard sport to judge sometimes. It is. Paddy's fight rigged. Come on. I know what you're talking about, the Jared Gordon fight. I agree, Gordon should have won that. Jared Gordon should have got that fight. But it wasn't the worst decision we've ever seen. It was the wrong decision. Sure, granted. Definitely the wrong decision. But you can't say now that what's it called? You can't say now that there's rigged fights. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Anyway, sorry, I've got a little text there from you boys in the background. A fixed fight like our Alex Pereira, who gained 30 pounds in 2 days. See, Tomahawk, that's not fixing a fight. That is, what Alex Pereira did is what a lot of people do. A lot of people, they're gaming the system. They game the system, right? And they're looking for a competitive advantage. That's why they cut weight, right? So if they go into a fight heavier, it's come at a cost though, right? So I fought at 185 pounds. So let's just say Izzy and Pereira, okay? So you're cutting weight, right? Izzy isn't the biggest light heavyweight. He's a big guy. He's very, very tall. But he doesn't cut. From what I understand, maybe it's changed because I know he put a bit of weight on for this fight. Don't worry, Rebecca's joining soon, everybody. But let's just say he didn't cut very much weight, but Pereira cut a shit ton of weight, right? And he's going to be heavier, and therefore he hits harder. But that also comes at there is a risk reward to that, because the day before the fight, you're pretty much killing yourself. You push yourself to the brink of death to cut 20 pounds out, and trust me, that affects you in the fight. And trust me when I say this. If Alex Pereira hadn't have done that weight cut to 185 pounds, Izzy probably wouldn't have knocked him out. That's the reality. And that's the risk versus reward. You are going to be heavier. You are going to be stronger, hit harder. But as the fight progresses, you're going to get more tired. Your stamina will be affected. And you're not going to be able to take a shot as well. So there's a give and there's a take. You know, and it's up to those fighters. And if they want to push themselves and squeeze out every last ounce and gram of water, well, then so be it. As long as they make weight, they make weight. There are the rules that are in place. So it's not cheating, and it's not fixing a goddamn fight. And I went off on a bloody tangent there. Anyway, we got another fight on our hands, guys. We got Jenkins. Where's my bloody Wikipedia gone? Here we go. Who is it? We got Jenkins and Chepe Mariscal. Jenkins in the green, Mariscal in the black and red. Judging needs to be ex-fighters. I agree. There's a lot of these judges, and I don't agree with it at all. A lot of these judges, they're from the boxing world. They are from the boxing world. It's crazy. It's crazy, man, and they don't know anything about mixed martial arts. Granted, I'm sure they've done a crash course. I'm sure they've watched a lot of fights. They've tried to ingest as much as the product as possible. You know, they try and educate themselves. Excuse me. But they're not mixed martial arts fans. They're not ex-mixed martial artists. They're not even hobbyists, you know. What's his name? Sean Strickland's coach, Eric Nixick. Is it Eric Nixick or was it John Wood? John Wood, the other Vegas coach, pardon me. Joanne Woodward, her husband, who runs Syndicate, or is it Extreme Couture? It's I always get them mixed up. Number one, Nixick and John Wood look exactly like each other, and they both have the two biggest gyms, Extreme Couture and Syndicate. They look like each other. They're both in Vegas. There you go. Anyway, he said that a coach, a judge, an MMA judge, came to his gym to watch some of the grappling training to try and get a better understanding. And he did not have a single clue about what he was watching. He just couldn't comprehend it at all. And then he left after about 20 minutes because he was so bored and didn't want to learn. And if that is true, you know, you never know. Did he exaggerate slightly? I don't think he did. But even if he did, it's pretty shit. It just shows you that the judging needs to change. Anyway, love to you and the fam. Thank you, LS Laboot. What are your least two favourite foods? And what celebrity do you think could beat me in a fight? What are my least two favourite foods? Rebecca, what don't I like?
You like most things.
Chinese.
What?
Chinese. I'm not a big fan of Chinese foods. It's too greasy. Cauliflower. I'm not the biggest fan of cauliflower. What celebrity could beat me? No man alive. No man alive. No celebrity. All right, fair play. Tyson Fury. Well, no, I'd probably take him down. John Jones. If we're talking non-fighters, no man alive. Gabriel says, is the 1-2 the most effective combination in mixed martial arts? I would say, do you know what? It just might be, Gabriel. It just might be. The jab is absolutely It's the most basic fundamental. It's a weapon that every fighter should have in their arsenal, a good jab. And a lot of MMA fighters still don't have that. It blows my mind. And of course, the jab is to set it up, and then the right hand follows, and you put people to sleep. What else we got here? There we go. All right, Bradley Martin, this fucking YouTuber calling out everybody. My God. Tell me where you are in the world, everybody, please. Dillashaw fighting with a dislocated shoulder equals fixed. Well, you could say that me fighting with one eye is fixed. You know, a lot of fighters go into fights injured, compromised. Because number one, it's just that cloth that we're cut from. You know, we want to get paid, we do the hard work, and most of the time, most fighters, it's very rare a fighter goes into a fight 100% without a little niggling injury. There's always something there. The Infiltrator 101 says, Mike, you're my all-time GOAT. Thank you. And I just wanted to thank you for those bedroom tips you gave me. I'm an animal in there now. Wife can't stop. See you, Emming. Oh, the Infiltrator. Let's go. Whew. That was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? Glasgow. You're in Glasgow. Nice. Canada. Shout out Canada. Michigan. Liverpool. All right, lads. Birmingham. All right, mate. We've got the Brummies. Tampa. Belfast, Ireland. Right. So it is. Right. Belfast. Scotland. Ottawa. You know. Upland. Canada. Mafanway. Aberystwyth. Wales. You know. Mafanway. Let's have a look. Tijuana, Mexico. Your mum's house. Well, that's a bit offensive, isn't it? Why have you leave my mum out of it? My mum can't walk, for crying out loud. Newfoundland. Ever been to Tamworth? Do you know what? I think I have. I have been to Tamworth, Chester. Cargyle Saw says, I live in a cave. West York. Halifax, just up the street from me. From Clitheroe, really. Not too far. I used to DJ in Halifax. What was that nightclub in Halifax, Rebecca? The Cube? Was it the Cube? I used to DJ in Halifax, yeah. Long time ago. Venice Beach, Morocco. Oh, shout out. Well, not shout out. Best wishes to everyone in Morocco. That terrible earthquake they hit. I think there's a lot of people passed away. It's awful. Montana, Kansas City, Denmark. See, this is why I like doing this, because I like to see the international flavour that we all have here. It's amazing. It really is. Do we think there's really fixed fights in the UFC? No. 51%. Only 51%. Well, that's a little disappointing, guys. Sarasota, Florida. Alabama. Norfolk, UK. Shout out Brendan Allen. Montreal. I heard Brendan Sharp said he would beat you in a game of touch, but in the park. I am sure he would. Brendan Sharp would be better at me at touching butts in a park. He's got me. Damn. Oh dear. Right then. What do we think about Alexa Grasso not fighting on pay-per-view? I think it's a really, really good opportunity for the people of Mexico to tune in and grow that fan base. I mean, the Mexican fan base is doing huge. I mean, the Mexican fighters, pardon me, the Mexican UFC fighters. I mean, we got how many champions? I mean, obviously we had Brandon Moreno, who's not the champ anymore. Alexa Grasso's the champ. The Mexicans are really starting to have a big impression on the UFC. So I think with it being, what is it? Is it Mexican Independence Day? Something like that, forgive my ignorance. I think it not being on pay-per-view opens the door to a massive audience in Mexico that get to watch their Mexican champion fight for free. So I think it's actually a really, really smart move. You know? So far, this fight here, I haven't really been paying attention to it. Jenkins getting controlled up against the fence. Yeah, that's a good point. It is, Kenny. I'm full of them. That is a good point, though. That is a good point. I think, you know, because the pay-per-views out here in the States, you know what I mean? The one a month, and they're great. You know, the $75. I don't know if the demographic in Mexico, you know, it's, by all accounts, it's, you know, the income. It's kind of a poorer country, isn't it? Let's be honest. You know, so now a lot of people get to tune in and watch a fight. So, yeah. Oh, Mexico gets free pay-per-views. Does it? Well, it shows how much I fucking know. I'm not Mexican, am I? Same in the UK, to be fair. Mexico, so the UK gets them for free, most of them. I think they've started charging a little bit now for the Conor McGregor fight, and rightly so. Clearwater Beach Kickboxing, Bisping, KO'd Sancho legend Kung Lee. I did. Shout out Kung Lee. You're on Epstein's Island, are you? All right. Babe, I'm starving. This is a good fight here. Jack Jenkins, I like watching this guy fight. He just has a good tear-up, doesn't he? A lot of clinch work up against the fence here. If Jenkins can get off the fence and then have some separation, I think I'd favour him to win. But Mariscal doing a good job of just pressuring forward the whole time. He's trying to get those takedowns. Michael, do I ever regret being a fighter after I lost my eye? I don't. No way. Do I hell? No. That's one thing I definitely hand on heart can say straight away. I do not regret that one little bit. I mean, why would I? I was able to continue doing the sport that I love. You know, I guess a better question would be, do I regret fighting because I lost an eye? And the answer would be no. I have no regrets. I have a lot of injuries in my body, but I still feel good. I feel good. I mean, obviously I've got, 2 fake knees and I've got 1 fake eye. I have neck pain and stuff. If you could hear what's going on in my neck when I do that. And I actually have a broken back in 2 places. Jeez Louise, what a finish for Mariscal. Wow. Was it the end of the round? He's brought a stool in. Oh, no, yeah. Mariscal finished him. I'm looking at the comments there and I didn't see it. I got to see the replay of this. He's just dumping him on his head or something. Wow. I need to see the replay. He's in a bad way. He's face down. He's conscious, pardon me. He's awake, but he seems like he's in a lot of pain. Because if you're face down on the octagon, but you're awake, there's a reason why you're not going to roll to your back. You know what I mean? Let's have a look here. So he goes for the hip throw, gets it. Oh, head splat. Boom. Face first into the octagon. Let's have a look from this different angle here. Oh, and then he steps over. He might have done something to his arm. Obviously, I haven't got the commentary on. Let's have a little listen. I dislocated his elbow. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame because now, not only does he lose the fight, of course, he's going to be out for quite some time. Saying that, if they handle it correctly, the elbow is gone. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Jeez Louise. Can I take my eye out? I can. I mean, people are bored of it at this point. We've all seen it. We've all seen it a million times. There we go. Boom. There it is. Somebody just said, do I get along with Dan Henderson? I've got nothing against Dan Henderson. Nothing against Hendo at all. I wish him the best. Let's have it. When Bisping beat Anderson Silva, that fight was the best. Thank you very much. So let's have, we've got some super chats up here. Is choosing favourable fights not the same as rigging? No. Like how they gave Gain and Pereira mostly strikers. There's no guarantees. And by the way, Cyril Gane, who did he just fight last? He fought Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak is not a striker. Sergey Spivak is a very, very accomplished Sambo specialist. He's got very good wrestling, very good takedowns, good submissions, but he sucks on the feet, and Cyril was able to keep the fight on the feet and exploit that weakness. But it's always, the stylistic matchups. Pereira got mostly strikers. Yeah, look, it's given, I don't think they look at it like that. They're not, and to answer your question, no, that's not rigging. So here we go. Thank you, Anne. Let's get this back on topic because we've got Israel Adesanya compete for the middleweight title tonight. Who do we want to see Israel fight next if he wins? Dricus du Plessis and the winner of Hamzat versus Costa. It's a very, very close one. 50-50 actually right now. Almost 300 votes and it's 50-50 again. Wow. I don't see how you wouldn't want Dricus du Plessis to be the next person to fight Israel Adesanya. Surely he deserves it, right? Without question, he deserves it. Let's just bring up his record. I just butchered spelling his name, but with the power of Google, it brought it up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. So, pull that over here. Boom, boom. I mean, Dricus du Plessis, well, first of all, he just knocked out Robert Whittaker, right? Robert Whittaker was going to fight Izzy for a third time if he'd won. So he's knocked out Whittaker, Derek Brunson, Darren Till, Brad Tavares, Trevin Giles, Marcus Perez. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0 in the UFC. And only one decision. 6-0 in the UFC with 5 finishes. I mean, that is impressive. And then when you look at the names, Brunson for Izzy, Darren Till for some of the best people, Robert Whittaker for Izzy. You know what I mean? They're 6 really, really good wins. But none more impressive than the final one when he stopped Robert Whittaker in round 2. That's unbelievable. All right, next up we've got Carlos Ulberg. I'm excited for this one. I do enjoy watching Carlos Ulberg fight. Obviously, teammate of Israel Adesanya, came to us through the Contender Series where he looked sensational. And he's done some big, big things. I mean, I think he lost his first UFC fight, right? Who was it against? Kennedy and Zetchiku, I think. But other than that, he has done some big, big things. Let's have a look. Yeah, let me see it there. So he won on the Contender, beat Bruno Oliveira, lost to Kennedy, and then Fabio Charant, Tafon Chukwi, Nikolai Negamarianu, and Ihor Peteria. So on a 3-fight knockout streak, 4-fight win streak, and he's got a very, very fan-friendly style. So I am looking forward to that one. And who's he fighting again? Forgive me. Oh, Daeun Jung, the Iron Turtle, I do believe. Am I getting it right? I do believe it's the Iron Turtle. Is it the Iron Turtle? It's the Iron Turtle. I think it's the Iron Turtle. I can't find it. It doesn't say on Wikipedia. Do I miss Yorkshire tea? Don't. Yippee-ki, yippee-ki, yay, yay. Thank you. I don't miss... I don't drink much tea. I drink a lot of coffee. What are my opinions on the Tate brothers? I don't ingest much of their content, to be honest. So I don't know much about them. I really don't. I agree with some of the things that I've seen him say, though. I disagree with some stuff. I agree with some of it. You know, I think there's a lot of young men out there that are lost in this world, that are looking for positive male role models in their lives, and they're filling that void, they're filling that gap, maybe something like that, because they're very, very popular. Rebecca, do you want to come and join for a minute? Before we wrap this one up, we've got the final fight. Turn your mic up a little bit, Mike. Jesus, John, I've only been on about 3 hours. It's not that simple, Mike. Well, it is what it is. Bisping is in the Matrix. All right, you'll have to get yourself a chair. Get us a chair. Oh,
I'm going to go on my phone just so I can read the comments.
I'll make this bigger here. Don't worry about it. Please keep it nice and respectful. Rebecca will be joining in a minute. What about Bottom G? Michael, why are you looking so slim? Am I looking slim? It's one of those. I'm up and down like a bloody yo-yo with my weight. I really am. It's a pain in the ass. Do you know what happens? When I come home, I'm able to stick to my diet. I'm able to work out, just keep my routine. But then when I go traveling, like to Vegas, Singapore, Paris, all back to back, it's hard. You know what I mean? I heard that click.
That was my hip.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's hard to stay on the diet, you know what I mean, when you're on the road. So, like, you put a bit of weight on. Hey, babe, just look at it there.
I'm going to.
There you go. So you don't need that there. Anywho, so pay-per-view starts soon, so we will be watching that. Hey, Matt, there's a guy, Adam22, who let a big black man... All right. Come on, guys. Come on. Can we just keep it...
Guys...
He's not a positive role model. No, I'm with you, Harrison. What I'm saying is that people are looking for positive role models.
We're looking for a role model.
Well,
but he's not positive.
A role model. Say hello to my friend, Hamdane Bellar. What up? Mike, would I do bare knuckle boxing? No. I don't need to. Look at this. Who do we want to see next? Dricus du Plessis, Paulo Costa, or Hamzat? It's still a 50-50. I mean, you guys are split down the line. What we got here? What do we think about Tyson training in Ngannou? That's Cy Stockbridge. I think that's fantastic. I think Mike Tyson can really help him out a lot there. But I don't think that Francis Ngannou is going to learn how to be able to outbox Tyson Fury. So he's going to turn it into like a kind of a brawl. But thanks for the question. And then what's this one here? Izzy hates Dricus du Plessis because he can't kiss his coach Eugene like DDP does with his coach. Trying to tell Eugene is a normal... What?
I don't understand.
You people are crazy. Come out with a lot of stuff. Anyway, I wouldn't do bare knuckle boxing, no. You're one lucky man. Does Rebecca call me the count?
I do not call him the count. Maybe I should start.
Call me the count. Tell him the story about the birthday card.
Oh, when I was...
No, I know. I'm not giving you shit. She always looks at me like, you got to look that way, babe. I know.
It's so
I'm sorry.
annoying when you tell me.
I know, but I'm telling you because you're looking at me, sorry, that's all. Okay.
But when you talk to me, you look at me. Anyway, so when I was about 6, my best friend Tina, I bought her... No, when she was turning 6, I bought her a card and it said, happy birthday from
Tina.
Rebecca and the Count, because it was a Sesame Street birthday card. And I
Yeah.
was 6, and I have it somewhere. I should find it.
Happy birthday to Rebecca on the count. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Was Rebecca the emotional type when I lost or got KO'd?
No, not at all.
No, thanks.
No, it wasn't emotional.
No, you weren't. You were.
Would you want me crying and being
No.
dramatic and saying it's so bad? No. Move
No.
on.
Do you know what, Jimmy? Jimmy here says, I think Francis has a better chance than any current boxer. Fury has picked himself the toughest fight. Do you know, that might be an interesting take. That could be a very, very interesting take because Ngannou's got ridiculous punch power. He really does. And as you say, most of the other heavyweights right now, I think Fury would smoke AJ, if I'm honest. I think when we looked at Usyk versus Dubois, I think if you look at that, I think Fury would probably beat Usyk as well. So you might be right there. You might be right. Conor versus Cowboy was fixed. Oh, come on, bro. What do you think about that, Beck?
I think it's silly. You guys think that there's fights being fixed in MMA.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Rebecca, what do you think about all this controversy surrounding Israel Adesanya with the dog stuff, right? Let's have it from a woman's perspective, because we were talking about this yesterday. Everyone here, in fact, Ant, put a poll up. Mm-hmm. Who, Ant, put this up. Do people really believe this? You know, or are we all, because I don't know. Do you?
Do you?
I don't know. No,
You don't know, or you don't know?
I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't, no. I don't, no. Because, listen, he's having Izzy was messing around. It was very childish. He shouldn't have done
stupid.
it.
It wasn't
was
even
stupid.
funny, but he's young. And
He was young.
It's young, like, men just being silly.
But are we all, having fun at Izzy's expense? Or do some of you actually believe this? Because I don't know what you all think.
I think they actually believe it. Someone said there's a video of it. A video of what?
A video?
Video
Yeah,
of
the
what?
video of it. He just touches the penis
Yeah, he
for a
just
minute.
messes with it. He doesn't, like, actually...
There's a video,
You
Mike.
know.
Yeah, the video. Yeah, I saw the video. I've seen the
He
video.
posted it on Instagram, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
So it can't be
I think
bad.
at this point everybody's seen the video. He just grabs it for a split second, just does that. He gives it a shake, which is, hey, I've had dogs, right? I've never grabbed my dog's penis.
Dogs' peepees are disgusting.
Oh, good, dogs' penises are disgusting.
We've had German Shepherds. They're gross.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Of course he did. He was just being silly. He was being silly. It was a little bit immature. Bro, it's still weird. Maybe it's weird. And he does follow the bloody dog fetish page and stuff.
That is.
But...
Yeah, but I feel like if you were truly into that type of thing, you wouldn't follow that page as yourself. You'd have like an alias and... You know what I mean? You'd like have a
alias.
An alias.
Have an alias.
You'd like have a fake name or something.
Oh dear, dearie me.
Some said Bisping give her a kiss.
Oh, stop it.
It's a super chat. I think you should.
No, we're not having pornography.
So,
Oh, come on then.
Thank
There
you.
you go,
Was that
babe.
hard?
I know it's old, but Ken Shamrock versus Kimbo Slice was 100% fixed.
I don't know what fight that is.
It might have been. Who knows? I don't
You
know.
can't say that.
It wasn't in the UFC.
Oh, right, okay.
It wasn't in the UFC. Yeah, how hard is it not to cuss on commentating? Do you know what? I don't find it hard at all, actually, when I'm when I'm commentating. I don't, I'm not a moron.
You know you can't, so it's just
Well, I just know I can't. There has been a few issues where there's certain words you can get away with saying in England that you can't say in the States.
Like damn.
Like damn.
What is wrong with the word damn?
What is wrong with the word damn? They don't
no,
like that.
they
And they
think
don't
it's
like
swearing.
God damn. God damn. Oof, jeez Louise. I'm like, God damn.
You're the devil.
Yeah. And they don't
What
like
else?
hell.
Oh, yeah, hell.
They can't mention hell.
But the thing is, you guys say pissed off out here.
You guys say pissed off.
But in England, that's kind of like a swear word. If you're pissed off,
Yeah,
you can't really say that.
If you say piss off to someone, like, you're meaning it as an insult, piss off, mate. That's a swear word. Like at school, you get in trouble for that. Or if you said that on TV, you can piss off. If it was, when I say on TV, I mean, if you're a newsreader or daytime TV, you wouldn't hear that. So it's just cultural differences, I guess.
Takes a while to
Yeah.
get used to.
Kimbo versus Dada 200 was fixed. My God. Tyson Fury has a ridiculous boxing IQ. You're right. He does, Josh Bennett. Bisping, you're the GOAT for doing what you did with one eye. Thank you. P.S. Short guy smashed Islam whilst going up a weight class. Well, I wouldn't say that Volkanovski smashed him. He gave him a really, really good fight, though. But thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. I know it's all about Ken Shamrock there. There's another one, Zeke, with the super chat. Thank you, brother. What do we think about... Oh, let's go down here. There we go.
Rebecca, can you put Mike's eye in your mouth?
Well, that's just weird.
No.
I'll give you a little story here. I think I told it on the podcast. Tai Tuivasa's fighting tonight. And the last time I saw Tai in person was when he fought Cyril Gane in Paris a year ago. And at the back at the hotel, Tai Tuivasa's got his whole crew with him, bunch of... what are they? What are they?
What?
Maoris?
Who?
They're not Maoris. Tai Tuivasa and Samoans.
I don't know.
Whatever they are, do you know what I mean? They're all there.
Yeah, I think they're Samoans.
Samoan, Fiji, the Pacific Islanders, maybe. I don't fucking know. Whatever ethnicity. Anyway, they're all there, and they're a rough crew.
You can't say that.
No, I'm not talking about the ethnicity. I'm talking about his boys.
I don't know.
No, they're good. Hey, I'm a rough time, right? So they're there. And they're a rough crew or whatever. And one of Tai Tuivasa's friends is like, Mike, take your fucking eye out. Take your fucking eye out. Let's have a look.
Excuse his Australian accent, everyone.
So, well, that is my excuse. Take your fucking eye out, Mike. So I take my eye out. Right? I go, there, I'll put it back in. And then, like, a few more drinks later, the guy's like, give us a go on your fucking eye.
What do you mean, give us a go?
I'm like, you what? And he's like, give us a go on your fucking eye. And he just kept saying
What did
it.
he want to do? Put it in?
He wanted to try and put the eye in, or I thought, because he had a very, very mischievous face, I thought, I'm going to give him that eye, and he's going to go, fuck off, and
Could you
launch it.
imagine?
I know. I'm like, nah,
Need a
mate.
spare one.
He's like, give us a go on your fucking eye. I'm like, you're not having a go on the eye, okay? No one's touching the eye.
No. Don't take that eye out. Unless you're in the house,
I don't.
take it out.
Anyway, Michael, why are you not commentating? We have to listen to DC's. Oh, stop it. Leave DC alone.
DC's good on commentary.
DC's great.
And Laura's doing a great job.
She's doing a fantastic job. Is he the dog fiddler? I shouldn't say. I just read things without reading them. We wanted to do a shoey out of the eye.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Let's have a little sip.
Should we do a shoey out of the eye, babe, right now?
No.
Should we do it? Put a poll up. Who wants to see me? There's not much of a shoey, let's be honest. Cheers from Puerto Rico. You're going on the Joe Rogan podcast anytime soon. No, I've been on there twice.
He doesn't want you anymore.
Well, it's not that. It's like, he's had me on twice.
Well, you've said,
there's not much else to say.
No,
Do you know
exactly.
what I mean? He's going to plug it and sell it in prison. So anyway, Carlos Ulberg. Babe, when you look at Carlos Ulberg, is he a handsome fellow?
The one in the black shorts.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh, really?
Not my type.
He's a model. He was on The Bachelor, New Zealand.
I see. Yeah, he's not my type, but he's handsome.
Yeah, yeah. Who's my favourite stand-up comic at the moment? Well, the favourite stand-up of all time would be Ricky Gervais.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see, what's he called, the Australian dude?
Yes, Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries. I'm a fan of him. We're going to see him soon.
Who else
Carlos
do you
Ulberg and Down Jung. It's not the Iron Turtle. My apologies.
Names.
I'm getting my Jungs mixed up. No, but I tell you what. He's big, this guy. He's been knocked out a few times, if I remember rightly, so he's going to have to be careful against Ulberg. Ulberg is slick on the feet. Does Mike Perry knock out Logan if Dennis is a no-show? 100%. 100%.
Someone said, how's your son's training going?
Do you know what? I was with Lucas in the garage today.
Duffman Arts, yeah. Do you mean Lucas or Callum? We have two.
Yeah, so for Lucas, I was training him in the garage today. He's still really, really enjoying it. Thank you very much. And then for Callum, for Halloween, you should get another eye with a nail in it, or just do it for a day-to-day life. Yeah.
Just to freak people out.
Just to freak people out.
I think people are pretty freaked out anyway.
So Callum isn't wrestling anymore.
He started doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. The wrestling, he did great things with his wrestling career. Yeah, Ricky Gervais and Bill Burr, they're very good.
Someone said Theo Von. He's
Theo-
also hilarious.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Go on. We're talking about comedians
we went
here.
on the Tiger Belly.
Oh, Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee, he's
so
funny. He's funny. He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from Canada, what do you think? The rumours of Israel being a furry. Come on, guys. What was I talking about a second ago anyway?
The eye?
The eye? No, it wasn't the eye. I'm going to bring this down here a little bit.
Comics, I don't
Comics, whatever.
know.
We went off. Do I like Lee Evans? Lee Evans is class.
Yes.
Lee Evans is hilarious, man. I used to love him back in the day. Is he still touring and stuff like that?
No.
I haven't heard his name for a long time.
We haven't watched him for a long
Oh, nice
time.
double jab right hand from Carlos Ulberg. And this is it. This could be the end. I tell you what, Down Jung works back to his feet with a single leg. Man, I thought that was done there. That was fast. Carlos Ulberg there. Double jab right hand. Almost got the job done. So Jung, I mean, I know it's not easy because he's just been battered for a second there. But Ulberg just had a big output of energy there. So he's going to be tired there. He could have almost punched himself out. Jung should go for it.
Jimmy Carr. Do we like Jimmy
Jimmy
Carr?
Carr.
I feel like he used to be funny.
He used to be funny.
I don't find him funny
Now he just does that stupid laugh.
Well, that's just his laugh, though.
No, but I feel like he plays. I feel like now he does it on purpose.
I don't think he does it on purpose. I think that's just his laugh. But yeah, it is annoying.
No, but I
Sorry,
think
Jimmy Carr, if you're watching.
Yeah. I'm a bit. I am. Yeah. It's a bit much. Anyway. You get the idea.
I started to watch.
He is funny though, but this is a great fight. Continue.
I don't know.
You seen Paul Smith? Yeah, Paul Smith. I haven't seen him live. Obviously, I've seen some of his Instagram stuff.
Who's Paul Smith?
He's a Scouser, comedian from Liverpool.
All right.
Yeah, very, very funny.
There's a lot of good comedians nowadays.
There is, babe, yeah. I think there's always been.
I feel like there's more, though. I hate how I say I feel like. That's an American thing.
Mr. Bean is the GOAT. He's not a comedian, though, is he?
Stand-up comedian.
Mr. Bean's great. Is Rebecca... Are you a Targaryen, Beck?
Yes. Through and through.
She's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
It's obviously exaggerated. Thank you, Yusuf Almin. It is exaggerated, and that's what I'm saying.
What is laugh?
Oh, Billy Connolly is the funniest man to ever do it. Yeah, he is. Billy Connolly was class back in the day. Rebecca's the reason. Everyone thinks Aussie chicks are dime pieces.
Because we all are, that's why. But thank you.
Yeah. Mike, you ever heard the old XFM shows with Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington?
No, but that sounds good. We should give them a listen.
No, we should. We should.
Them all together. Wow,
Yeah.
that would be hilarious.
Stephen Merchant is just hilarious as well. Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington. Remember, what was that show? An Idiot Abroad. Idiot Abroad was good. All right, so round 2 is underway here. Carlos Ulberg, without a doubt, was very impressive in round 1 there. So we've got a super chat, by the way. Rebecca is the reason. Yeah, we did that one, actually. And thank you very much. Who said that? Sam K. Big up yourself.
Cute.
So Jung here, I mean, he almost got finished there in round 1. Mike, you were talking about Lucas in the garage. Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yes.
Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, no, I was talking about Callum. So Lucas, I was training him in the garage this morning. He's doing MMA now. He loves it. He loves it. I don't think he'll be a fighter, but you never know.
He won't.
But Callum stopped wrestling recently. You know, the impact on the body that a wrestler goes through, it's ridiculous. It really is. And the poor guy, what was it, 6, would you say? 6 surgeries?
No, but not too, like
Something
4
like,
maybe.
yeah, but he's got no meniscus left. He tore his tricep completely off the bone. And he was just always hurting himself. He was very, very injury prone. And his coach, and listen, the wrestling career that he had, did great things for him. You know, he started wrestling as a freshman in high school. If you don't know much about wrestling, it's really impressive what he did. He qualified at state. He got a college scholarship. He made some great memories. You know, as I say, got a college scholarship. And then towards the end, his coach said to him, "Look, listen, you're so injury prone. You know, he's ACLs and all the rest of it. It's bad." So his coach said, "Look, we'll allow you to stay on the scholarship, but we advise you stop wrestling." He said, even in the training room, when you wrestle, we're all like biting our fingernails. We're very, very scared because he's just been so injury prone. So he stopped wrestling. It was a sad day for him, but yeah, there you go.
For the best.
But whoever asked about that, thank you very much. So, hey, basically just got here. I hear what the next fight is. So Darren Jung is putting on pressure here. If you see any questions you want to jump in with, babe?
Cargill sauce. What's the worst injury you've seen in MMA?
Ooh.
There's been some pretty bad ones.
I mean, the leg breaks are pretty hard to
When
top.
you see the actual leg go in the opposite direction, that's always
Please touch my
nasty.
camera. Through the fence. Brendan Sharp, exactly. Got to give Sharby a shout out.
Do you need to turn up the volume?
Yeah, that's what people keep saying, but I don't want to turn it up too much, so we'll give it a little boost.
Boost.
A little boost. I do love a boost. I'm just watching this fight now. This is a good fight. Jung is landing some shots here against Ulberg. Ulberg with a nice snappy jab. There it is. Whoever asked about the 1-2s before, it is.
Good night says I look like a White Walker.
She is a White Walker. Heartless. Cold-hearted.
Yeah.
Cold heart. Loose asshole back in the mix. Lee Murray having a movie soon where you guys watch it. Hey, he's lived a life.
Is he still in prison? Sorry,
I think he's still in prison.
So how is he doing a movie?
He's lived a life worthy of a movie. Can I just say that, please, before you keep interrupting, babe? Right, now go ahead and ask your question.
I don't know. Isn't he still in prison?
He is. So that on Jung, putting the pressure on Ulberg. Nice body kick from Ulberg here.
Who would you have play you in a movie?
Well, there's a very, very well-known person. Oh, nice jabs from Ulberg. Sorry, babe, I am listening to you.
Fine.
Mike, can you do a Yo Romero impression? I love you. Oh, you say something to me. I say I love you. I get asked for that all the time. Shevchenko versus Grasso 2. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, the thing is, this is a really good fight, by the way. Jung is looking really good here, but Ulberg, as always, very impressive. These two are throwing down. This is a really, really good fight. Let's have a look. Ulberg ahead on the numbers on the head. He's chopping down the legs, though. Sorry, babe, go ahead.
We didn't mention Joe Rogan for stand-up.
Yeah, no, he's very funny.
We saw him years ago in
Belfast.
I was going to say Dublin. He was hilarious.
Oh, he was hilarious, yeah. We saw him live in person. He was fantastic, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Netflix specials were good too.
Netflix specials were very good. Will Smith should play Mike. Exactly. Will Smith, get jiggy with it. There's a couple of people trying to work on a film about my life. Sound like a right.
Yeah, but not so. Yeah, but just hypothetically.
I sound like a right arsehole saying that. It'll probably never come off, but I hope it does.
Hypothetically, who would play you? In an ideal
I don't know, but the guy that they've got, the guy
don't say it.
I'm not saying it, but that guy's perfect.
No, but don't say it because just.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I don't know if you noticed. I'm not saying it.
You were going to.
I'm not going to. That's why you're asking me who would play it. I think that guy.
Yeah, I didn't want you to say that.
Well, that's the guy. Options. So shut up. So play seriously. Mike. Hey, Mike. Wazowski just had my first shoulder surgery. Got any tips on how to heal quickly and what exercises to do to stay fit? Well, mate, I'm no physio and I'm no doctor. Don't know if you know this. But make sure you just do everything the doctor says. Do everything the doctor says. Babe, do you want to order some...
when we finish.
I'm starving.
I know, but it comes quick.
Oh, God.
You can manage.
What are we doing?
I'm going to do fried chicken.
Are we doing the fried chicken? No, I don't want wine.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Rebecca is so lucky to be married to such a Chad.
Yeah.
French Viking, thank you for that.
When is Den of Thieves 2 coming and how was it working with Cyril? Oh, it was brilliant. Let me tell you a story about Cyril Garn. I've told this recently. It was so funny. So we're on set and we're doing weapons training, okay? Round 3 underway here, 3rd and final. We're doing weapons training and the guy, the armourer, that's what they call it on a movie set. Oh, I don't know if you're aware of what happened on the movie set called Rust. Somebody got killed with a gun. Very sad. It's happened a few times. Bruce Lee's son. What's his name? Anyway, Brandon Lee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He died on the set. Anyway, so yeah, they take it very seriously. So this guy, the armourer, is giving us a lot of, you know, he's talking to us like we're cadets in the army. He's like, if I see you point a gun at anybody, I'm asking you to get removed from the set. And he's just like, you know, to be fair, it's serious stuff. So we're doing it, and I'm there with O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son. And, you know, we're taking out what he says seriously, and we're putting up with it. And Cyril Garn was supposed to be there, but Cyril was a little late. His flight got delayed or something like that, so he came straight from the airport to the weapons training. And he walks up, and we're both there, me and O'Shea Jackson. And the guy's like, you know, he's been talking to us like a cadet and giving us, you don't point that gun at anyone, and you do this, and you do that, and you have respect for the weapons, and blah, 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 blah. And then Cyril Garn comes along with his French flair. Oh, hello, bonjour, bonjour. And he's a big, big, big dude. And the guy's like, do you have any weapons training? Do you know how to use a gun? So Cyril takes the gun off him and starts, it's just a, pa, pa, pa. And he's like, does a roll, and he's like a kid playing with the gun.
Doing the ultimate thing that you're not
Yeah.
to
And
do.
then he walks up to the armourer's face, point blank range, puts the gun to his head and goes, and pulls the trigger like 4 times, pa, 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 pa. Right? And the guy's face was just, he was, I swear to God, I wanted to laugh so bad.
But the thing is, because he's European, not American, maybe he just didn't get it. Like, I wouldn't, if someone handed me a gun, whether it was like on a movie set, I wouldn't know that it's not the done thing not to point it at someone.
Yeah. Well, because you think,
well, it's clearly
it's fake.
safe. It's on a movie set.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, pion, pion, pion. Like,
Jung goes for the takedown. Bad move there. Nice sprawl. Pion, 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 pion.
Pion, pion, pion.
Pa, pa,
But
pa,
to an
pa.
American, that's just so obvious. Like, you never do that. But it's not obvious if you don't know guns. So there you go.
Yep. Pedro Lopez. I'd love to see retired Hall of Famers like yourself and BJ doing jiu-jitsu matches like GSP. Would I like to see Nate Diaz fight again? I would. I'd like to see him back in the UFC, to be honest. That's where he belongs. Fighting real fights. I mean, I'll be honest, he didn't look good. Oh, that's a big takedown for Jung there, right at the end. But, you know, from what I've seen of this fight, I think it looks like Jung might need a stoppage. Am I right in saying this? Because we've been doing the live, I haven't been keeping attention. Is Ulberg up 2 rounds, would you say? What was I just talking about? I've forgotten.
Guns. Jack Howard says Ricky Gervais would be perfect to play Bisping.
In like a parody version. It'd be hilarious. I think Ricky Gervais follows me on Twitter.
Does he?
Yeah. And that was like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't anymore. He did do for a little bit. He did do. Oh, God. The moment of truth.
I bet he doesn't know. That'd be so funny if he's unfollowed you.
The moment of truth.
What are some famous people that follow you?
I don't know. There's a few famous.
Like who?
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Gordon Ramsay?
There was someone recently. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay does. On Insta.
Who else?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not trying to like bait you. I actually
don't know. No, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Ricky Gervais. You follow each other. I'm such a child.
That's cool. That is cool. Why are you a child? That's really cool.
Yeah.
Stephen Merchant plays.
So
Rebecca.
now, Stephen Merchant with the bulbous eyes.
Well, I do have
Is that
bulbous
Carlos Ulberg on top? It is. The kickboxer with the grappling. Jung made a big mistake here. Tom Hardy playing Bisping, to be fair. That'd be a good shout.
I think that's too obvious. I honestly don't think that's a good call, to be honest.
He's a bit...
He's not edgy enough.
I reckon he could be an edgy. He's a very, very good actor.
He's a bit short.
Yeah, but you don't know Statham to play Bisping. Yeah, but he's
No.
fucking Cockney, innit, bruv? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Harry up here.
All right, then. Oh, here's Harry.
Why
Well,
does he do that? He always
Harry,
faces
yeah,
the
he
other
does. He
way.
always looks away as if Harry.
He's like a shy.
Oh God, it's the dog bender. See, I've never. Oh God, what's going on here? Carlos Ulberg going for the submission in the final seconds. 3,
Oh, don't
2,
tap, do not tap.
1,
There we go.
and that's it. Wow, good win for Carlos Ulberg.
Chris Pratt, no. Jeremy
Get
Jones,
Harry, get
no.
Harry up here. Come on,
He's
Harry.
up.
Ross Kemp,
No. David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. Let's go.
Get some. I want some decent suggestions.
Life is funny in a sick, twisted way. Winona Ryder to play Bisping. I feel like that's insulting. You're trying. Harry, come on, give us a little smooch. Oh, I'm a dog bender. Vin Diesel and Roy Hibbert, 2 good friends of mine. All right, is Michael a cat person? I'm not.
No.
Right, so we're going to wrap this up in about 10 more minutes. We're going to wrap this up. And we'll talk about fights in a minute. But we'll do this super chat here from ES350. Is Michael a cat person? If Rebecca gets Mike a calm, silky Persian cat for Christmas, would I be thrilled?
No, he'd be disgusted. He's not a cat person. I'm not a cat person.
No. Not a
I
cat.
don't know why. I think it's just because I've never had one. They lick themselves. I don't like saliva, and all they do is like lick their own like fur to clean themselves, and that grosses me out, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So,
And you can't let them out here in California.
no,
you know,
'cause
like
they get eaten.
in England, you can have why have I got the flipping headphones in? I'm not doing anything with headphones in. In England, you can let your dogs just go roaming around. Your cats. And then they come back.
Kenny goes, Izzy entered chat.
Izzy entered the chat. God's sake.
Sorry.
Becca, you should leave DJ Mikey B for me. You deserve to be looked at by 2 eyes.
2 eyes.
Fair point.
His 1 eye does a good job.
It does.
Does the job.
All right. Okay. So the prelims are almost done. The main card will be starting shortly.
Okay.
I can't imagine a world where Carlos Ulberg didn't win that fight. It's just a formality. Purple Lucky got his purple belt. Good. Mike, you're an actor of sorts. Play yourself.
Of sorts. Play yourself? No.
No, well, that
It needs an A-lister. Anyway,
A-lister.
that's never going to happen.
No, it's not. Well, that's not very supportive, is it?
What? What? A movie?
I'm so hungry.
Oh my God, stop it.
I'm starving. All I've had to eat today is the bacon, sausage, and eggs, and
2
the wrap.
sausages, like 4 rashers of bacon, a wrap,
Yeah,
chocolate.
that's it. No, not much chocolate.
You had
I had
chocolate?
I had a few chocolate-covered almonds. That was it. A few. Dogs sniff. Yeah, to be fair, Lee Bruce says dogs sniff bumholes and eat poo.
Well, Harry doesn't. So there.
Dip Catcher says, I'm a big fan of yours when I saw you on Kill Tony going back and forth. Yeah, but when I was on Kill Tony, I was a total dickhead. Let me tell you,
I remember that.
I was a total dickhead on Kill Tony because you know why? I don't really smoke weed, right? I don't.
You can't handle it.
I can't handle it. I get all paranoid and stuff, and
And he talks a lot.
I don't shut up, right? If you think I have verbal diarrhea now, you want to see me if I've smoked some weed. So we're at the Comedy Store and everyone's backstage and we're waiting to go out and they're all smoking weed. And of course they all do that. And I've smoked weed. So I'm like, yeah, they're all smoking weed. I'll smoke a bit of weed. And then I walk out on stage and I'm there with a bunch of like professional comedians, you know, and they're all starting roasting.
They're all professional weed smokers.
And they're all professional weed smokers as well. And they're all start fucking, this David Lucas is like chatting shit at me. And I'm like paranoid, stoned out my head. Do you know what I mean? I was not.
Should have just been chill.
I was not in a good place. Well, it's not. It's not in my persona to be chill, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Especially when I'm high as a cat on a stage in front of a crowd. I'm like, I was just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Why? How have
Maybe at that point, just lay low if that's how you're feeling, not go the opposite way.
They kept picking on me.
You're not picked. It's called comedy.
Yeah, no, I know. They were roasting me. They were talking
Yes,
shit. So
but
I've got
he doesn't take it very well.
well, no, I do take it well when I'm not high and paranoid. Do you know what I mean?
Ant says, who else takes a shot every time Mike says, I'm starving on a stream? They'd be wasted if they did.
I'm starving. Yeah, well, 69%. I am starving.
Another one, guys.
I am starving. And I'm not sure about the fried chicken, if I'm honest.
What do you want to do?
It's just a little limited. I mean, what else can we get?
We are limited around here, though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a conversation we can have.
All right, so finally, the main, I'm going to give you my predictions real quick for the main card here, guys, if you're interested.
Get a pen.
Get a pen. This is the parlay that's going to, the parlay that's going to pay. Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkalj, the pleasure man. That will be Tyson Pedro. Justin Tafa versus Austen Lane. Justin Tafa will get a knockout. Manel Kape will defeat Felipe dos Santos. Tuivasa will win via knockout against Alexander Volkov. And Israel Adesanya will beat Sean Strickland.
How will he do it?
He'll stop him in round 3. So, if I'm not mistaken, that is all the red corner. All the red corner, the second walk, blue corner walks first, red corner second, the red corner will all get the job done tonight. And I do believe that that would pay. Does your wife know you're doing live streams with Vera Farmiga? Vera Farmiga? You saying that she looks like Vera Farmiga?
She's nice.
She is, yeah.
She's very nice. She's
How come-
an older lady.
How come Rebecca didn't cook?
I cook a lot,
She
but I
does.
have to admit, lately I haven't been cooking as much. Just because sometimes it's just me and Michael, so kind of like, what's the point when it's just us two?
Yeah, that's why we're not cooking tonight. Like Thursday night, we did a really nice steak. We did some chimichurri sauce. We did some mushrooms, some potato wedges, and a nice salad. You know, we could like to cook, but tonight, Lucas
On
is
a
at
weekend, I don't normally cook anyway.
yeah, Lucas is at a birthday party. Ellie's out. Callum's up in San Francisco. It's just the two of us.
just
The
us.
fights are on. We're doing a live. We're going to order some takeaway. We're going to have a couple of glasses of wine, and we're going to enjoy the fights. And they are starting right now. Oh, what should Bisping eat tonight? We should get a pizza as
Pizza
well.
would be nice.
A burger.
Yeah.
We had Thai last night. We had Thai last night. We can't have Thai tonight. We did it last night. Five Guys pizza. Sorry, Five Guys burgers. They're incredible. Listen, I'm just going to say it. You're going to call me cheap. They're going to call me cheap, aren't they, babe?
They are, but
It's the
I'm
principle.
on you with this one.
So I like Five Guys burgers. They're incredible. But sometimes it'll just be me, Rebecca, and Lucas. There's like a fly or something on them.
There's a mosquito.
Oh,
Wow.
no, it's biting me.
Yes, it's a mosquito.
Little shit. We are getting eaten
No,
alive.
no, no. Oh, you've got a hair.
Oh,
Oh, it might be my hair.
what's your hair? I'm like, something keeps getting me. What was I saying?
UFC
Yeah, so we put it in the DoorDash cart. 3 burgers. And it's like $95.
Yeah.
It's insane. And like,
By the time it comes, it's kind of soggy
by
anyway.
the time it comes, it's soggy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying that. Not that I'm cheap, I'm not. But I'm not paying $100 for 3 burgers that are soggy by the time they get here.
Jason C says they do give you a lot of fries. They do. Too
They
many.
give you a lot of fries.
Too many.
I think we might do a double DoorDash. We'll do no, we will. We'll do a pizza. We'll do the Mediterranean pizza with the Parmesan crust, thin crust.
Yeah.
And we'll do some fried chicken from Whole Dog Chicken as well. That's what we're doing. We're going all in.
I've ordered 2 door dashes before, and they both arrived at the same time.
Oh shit!
It
I'm
was very awkward.
still on the mix scene.
Oh dear.
Still on the mix. Well, there's been a lot of people here tonight. 2,800 of you right now. 2,700. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate the support on the channel. It's great to interact with the fan base, with the community, with everyone that follows the channel and supports the channel. So yeah, thank you all very much. How do I end this
Donald
poll?
says Bex and Mikey, the duo is back.
Yeah, Mike's face going to be bloated so bad. I know.
does bloat
It
up.
bloats up. All I've got to do is look at a carb and I go fat. But then I go off the carbs
So skinny.
and I whittle down. I'm so skinny. I look emaciated. Do I think Sean, right, we're going to wrap it up shortly. Do I think that Sean Strickland can take Izzy down and keep him down? Right, I used to train with Sean. He was never the best wrestler. That was about 7 years ago. So, of course, he's got better. He's in Las Vegas. He's training with some of the best people. Apparently, by all accounts, he was doing very well with Magomed Ankalaev recently. He's a very good wrestler at 205. But I don't think he can. If all the people that Izzy's fought up until now, I don't think Sean's the guy to out-wrestle him. But you never know.
What's Izzy's wrestling like?
It's crap. But he's got very, very good takedown defense. You don't have to be a good wrestler to be able to stop a takedown, certainly against the fence. Yeah. Izzy's not a wrestler, but he's learned the anti-wrestling game, and he's very, very good at it. All right. Well, guys, does Izzy have that dog in him? He does. Let's end it on that. He does have that dog in him, and that's why you will see.
I wonder if all this dog talk's going to go away after this fight.
It should do. It should do.
so.
It's just stupidness. I mean, he was listen.
I think it's a bit like rude, disrespectful.
Sean is an Aldi version of me, Mike.
An
I agree.
Sometimes he does have a look of you. It's because of the shaved head.
It's it's like what do they call it? It's me on Wish.
Oh yeah, is it Wish? Yeah. I've never ordered from there, but
I've never
apparently
ordered
it's
off Wish. But I tell you what, I did order the other day.
Oh yeah, he does this a lot. FYI.
I did. So like you've seen this collaboration with Gucci and Adidas. I like Adidas shoes.
Adidas.
Adidas.
I say Adidas.
Put a poll up, Adidas or Adidas. Anyway, yeah. So I like Adidas shoes. And I'm scrolling through and I've seen this collaboration between Gucci and Adidas. And, they're very, very expensive. And I don't really go in for that. I do have a couple of Gucci shoes that Rebecca's bought me. I don't go in for that, though. I like just a nice pair of Adidas. But these Gucci ones, they are sick. They're very cool. And anyway, I'm looking through. I was scrolling through Instagram and they had them there on special offer, $180. I'm like, oh, shit, I'll buy a pair of them. So I buy a pair of them, $180 there and then. It's some...
180. You think you're going to get a pair of Gucci shoes for $180?
Well, that's why I bought them. It's on Instagram. It's going to be official. I got scammed at some like Chinese company.
He's like, did you get an email? I'm like, yeah, I got one to say from Shai Xing Shang Shang.
Yeah, that is very racist.
Well, that's what it said. Something like that.
Did it?
Yeah. Shai Xing Shang Shang.
Oh, visit Mount Druitt in Australia. You been to Mount Druitt?
No.
No.
Mount Druitt. I don't know. Where is it?
I don't know. But anyway, guys, all 2,550 of you, or everyone that watched, appreciate you all. There's going to be an instant reaction video coming up straight after the main event. So keep an eye out for that one.
Steve said, I'm correct on the Adidas.
United lost to the Gunners the other day, Mike. Well, maybe. Scammed by Instagram. Gucci shoes. What has Michael become? Gucci and Adidas. All right. And the only reason I got some Gucci boots is Rebecca bought them for me. My wife.
I did buy them
My wife.
for him.
A present.
He
Okay?
doesn't even wear them.
I don't. Oh, thank you very much. I don't even wear them.
Wear them.
I'm not a bell end. Okay.
Not a bell end just because you like Gucci. Gucci's good.
Yeah, but it's just like it's just like every asshole.
No, it's not.
They get a few quid, they want to wear Gucci. I'll make it
but-
a pair of Adidas, a pair of jeans, and a T-shirt, and I'll look good. A black built T-shirt.
I agree. I don't wear designer stuff.
Yeah. Right, guys. Boom. Much love. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all. I'm going to close down the chat there. Enjoy the fights. As I say, instant reaction video coming your way soon. Big thanks out. Shout out and a big thank you to John Brannigan. He's the editor over in Scotland, so I wouldn't be able to do without him. And Anthony Evans as well, the channel manager.